There's just something about a cholo. You can't ride this bike for a day without someone giving you some acknowledgement about how dope it is. It's a head turner. And if I drive by someone and they don't turn their head, I know I have nothing in common with that person. Now let's go through how I turn this into this. I absolutely love how this bike turned out. Now let's go through every part I put on this, from top to bottom, front to back. Let's start with the grips. These are Accutronics knurled groove grips. Easy to find, get them straight from Accutronics, JP Cycles, Parts Giant, eBay, just Google them, they're out there. I stuck with chrome, obviously, throughout this whole bike. So the levers and control assembly is from Drag Specialties in chrome. The chrome switch housings and chrome switch cap covers are from Harley Davidson. Now, if you're going to install these switch cap covers in chrome, block out the entire day. These things are a pure nightmare to install. But when you get them on, they do look really good. The mirrors are stock. I had messed around with some aftermarket mirrors, these like 3-inch round mirrors. I think I got them from JP Cycles. They were not good. The image was super distorted, so I just went back to the stock mirrors and I added some mirror extensions from Milwaukee manufacturing to bring it down a little bit. These handlebars are Carlini Gangster Apes, 1.5-inch diameter, 14 inches tall. I am 5'8", and the 14-inch bars are perfect. 16 inches and I would be way too high. The 14-inch puts me right here above my shoulders, kind of right around my face, and it really is the perfect height for me. I took advice from Dirtbags California, watching their YouTube videos. Mikey Loco and the team, they said if you're 5'8" or below, 14-inch bars. 5'10", go 16-inch. If you're 6 feet, get whatever you want. They were absolutely right. 5'8", 14-inch bars, perfect. Going down to the risers, these are also by Carlini. These are the Presidente risers. I think they just have a cool look to them and a great combination with these bars. I installed LA Choppers solid bushings. You definitely need to upgrade your bushings when you put these kind of bars on. So the combination of these risers and those LA Choppers bushings are great, and these bars do not move at all. The cables are also from LA Choppers. The bag on the front of the bike is from eBay. I think it was under 30 bucks. It's a perfect size. Holds some basic tools, zip ties, my gloves, glasses. I like to have bags on all my bikes, and this one looks good on the front of this bike. The headlight internals are all from Eagle Lights. The headlight and passing lamps have these visors on them. Those are from Hogworks. And the turn signals have turbine covers that are from Amazon. They were under 40 bucks and they snap right on and look great. The front forks are chrome and they're from Willie Shiny. He has an exchange program where he'll send you the chrome forks, you install them, and send them back your original forks. So there's absolutely no downtime. They weren't that expensive, and the chrome makes all the difference on the front of this bike. I've got a progressive drop-in fork lowering kit in the front. You've got to lower these cholos. My front fender is the stock fender. I looked at a couple of different aftermarket options like Bad Dad and Pickard to get that stretched fender look, but I decided to keep costs down and just stick with the stock fender. And I think it looks fine on this 21-inch wheel. You do need to buy risers so that you can get the clearance above the wheel, but I think it looks fine. And I really like the front fender trim on the stock Harleys, and I could not figure out a trim to add to these aftermarket fenders because the shape is different. I added this V-twin manufacturing front fender rail, which I think finishes it really nicely. It's an inexpensive mod and it's a super easy to install. The wheels, 21 in front, 18 in the rear, they're by DNA Specialty. I did them all in chrome. They're the Mammoth 52 twisted spoke wheel. There's a whole bunch of different customizations you can do when you order wheels from DNA in terms of colors. The wheel itself, the hub, the spokes, the pieces at the end of the spoke. I just decided to keep it clean and do it all chrome, and they came out great. This front crash bar is from eBay. It was like 80 bucks. The floorboards, shifter peg, brake pedal, and highway pegs are also from eBay. I think they're really well-made parts, and they're pretty inexpensive. I switched out the stock gas cap and gas gauge for the Harley Davidson flush mount gas cap and digital gauge. Easy install, and I think gives it a really nice profile and improvement from the stock look. The air cleaner is the S&S teardrop air cleaner. Super classic look. It was already on the bike when I bought it, so no need to change it. On both sides of the engine, I've got a bunch of chrome covers. I've got an inner primary cover, the lower cylinder cover, the tappet cover, boomerang frame cover. I've got the belt guard in chrome, and I've got a chrome pulley cover. Most of these parts are from Kuryakin. There are some other brands that make these. You just have to Google them. I do like chrome, and so I've covered basically everywhere I can with chrome. There's a couple pieces that I still haven't done yet. This seat is the LaPera Barebone seat. It does not have the gel insert. Is it the most comfortable seat in the world? No, it's not, but we're doing cholos here, so comfort is not the top priority. The style is, and I think that this seat looks great on this bike, and it's comfortable enough. I'll tell you one thing though, I added the rear lowering kit from Legacy Cycles, their easy lowering kit, which is a super easy install, and it's about a $70 part, I think. But when you lower this bike that way, you're basically turning a Softail into a hardtail. So you feel every bump. And when you hit one that you don't expect, and you're a bit of an old man like me, you can get a shock all the way up your spine. And it was super, super uncomfortable. So I decided to take that lowering kit out and add a platinum air ride. And it improved the comfort of this bike like 100x. It now even makes the seat feel super comfortable. So when you go air ride, you're also gonna need a center stand. It's a little bit of the project creep here, because if the bike is slammed and you're using the side stand, you're gonna be scraping your fishtails on the ground. So I went with a center stand from AF Customs, their electric center stand, and it's great. The headers on this bike are from Freedom Performance, and the slip-ons are fishtails from Steady Custom Cycles. They're 39 inches, and they are the perfect length for this bike, extending out just the right amount past this fender. I think the 39 inches accounts for the couple of inches where the slip-ons go into the headpipes. I've got the beefy mount brackets also from Steady Custom Cycles. Those are chrome, and they look really, really nice on this bike. And this exhaust is crazy loud. It sounds incredible. These rear guards are also from Steady Custom Cycles. They're called the old school rear guards, and they just give the bike a really nice look. They also provide a perfect place to mount my license plate. I use this Kuryakin license plate frame and mounted it vertically on these rear guards, which I think looks a lot better than having it mounted on the fender. I wanted to keep that clean. These seat nuts are just some chrome seat nuts from eBay. This fender is from Advent Black. I looked at a few different aftermarket cholo-style fenders. I decided ultimately to go with Advent Black just because it was a little bit less expensive by a few $100 than all of the other options, and you could get it painted vivid black. One option that's available from Avant Black is to have the fender pre-drilled for a light bar and a tombstone headlight. I would suggest not pre-drilling the fender. Just have them send it to you without any holes, and you can drill the holes yourself. I had it pre-drilled for the stock light bar, and my stock light bar did not fit, and either did this aftermarket light bar that I bought. So we had to fill in, we had to really extend the holes and then fill in the remaining gaps. You can't really see it at all the way it was done, and so I'm happy with how it came out. And to Avant Black's credit, when I called them and told them, they actually sent me another fender that had no holes drilled in it. I already had this installed, so I've got an extra fender sitting in the garage. They wanted me to send it back, this fender, but since I already had it installed, that's just not happening. The rear tail light is the tombstone light from Eagle Lights. Though I looked on their website recently and it doesn't look like they carry it anymore. I'm not sure why. The light bar is from Drag Specialties. I got it on JP Cycles. It came with amber lens covers, which I pulled off and put on these turbine covers, which I got from Amazon. Really inexpensive, maybe under 30 bucks. They snap right on and they look great and match the turbine covers that I have on the front of the bike. I think they're from the same manufacturer on Amazon. I also got this inline adapter that turns the turn signals into running lights. I like having more lights than less, and without it, the turn signals only work as turn signals, and your only running light is the tombstone light. So this makes all three work as running lights, which I think is cool. These fender bolts are from eBay, from a shop called DIY Cycles. They make a whole bunch of nut and bolt kits for different bikes and different finishes. So I just went with the black for this bike. My license plate is painted black and white by plate makers in Oakland Park, Florida. Probably not legal, but I've never had any issues with it. I've got 3 of my plates painted from plate makers. They do a great job. So that's the parts list on this 2016 Heritage. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you on the next one.